Hey guys! So after, I don't know, probably been about a couple years, I'm finally redoing my head wrap tutorial, and I'm going to include a couple others that, well, maybe not a couple, maybe just one that wasn't included in the first one, and then kind of explain a little bit better the mechanics for what I'm actually doing when I'm wrapping my hair. It's really simple. I think it is. So hopefully you'll be able to follow along. And isn't this backdrop super awesome? So I'm in LA currently, and this is the lovely kitchen that is in my Airbnb home that I'm staying in. And I have had some really awesome stays this year with Airbnb. So all the travel that I've done for work, which is why I'm here currently. I did my last mentor session yesterday. All of the Airbnbs that I've stayed in have been really, really nice. And I'm sure that has to do with like the places that I've been drawn to have been, you know, nicely decorated, and a lot of them have happened to be the homes of fellow artists. And this one is as well. She did this wallpaper herself. Very nice. Anyway, so that's the story of my backdrop. And now let's do some head wraps. So the first one I'm doing is going to be the one that people seem to request all the time. Every time they see it, they're like, I really want to know how you do your head wraps. And this is the absolute simplest one to do. Most of my head wraps are done with pashminas, which are most of, you know, people wear these scarves around their necks, the long scarves with the fringes on the end. So yeah, these are the scarves that I use. So to get started, I always find the middle of the scarf. It doesn't have to be precisely the middle, but you know, roughly. So I find the middle of the scarf. This, let me see. That kind of looks like it's the middle. And then take the end, you know, either that end or this one, but I'm gonna put this one at the back of your head and just let it fall down. So you want to make sure that it's kind of, I'm trying to make sure you can see. You want to make sure that it is right at the nape of your neck, you know, at the end of your hairline. So what I do, this is really the critical piece that keeps this on your head. So instead of just kind of grabbing everything to the front and then, you know, starting to twist, I take the two ends and trying to see, make sure that you guys can see this. And they are pulled, I'm gonna come closer to the camera. They are pulled very, let me see how I do this. Okay, yeah, so I take one end and I put it over the other. You guys see that? Like, this is what keeps this head wrap on your head. If you just simply do this and start twisting, you kind of lose this connection here. So make sure that you take these two end pieces and snugly bring one underneath the other, like that. So once you have that, this is going to be the base of your twisting motion that you begin to do. So you just take this whole, you know, piece of scarf or fabric, whatever you want to call it, and just start twisting it. And when you do that, you're gonna feel that it's snug around your head. As you know, you can do it as tight or as loose as you want to. I generally don't like to do it too tight because then it does start to make your head hurt. But you know, just as long as you feel the security on your head. So you can already see this kind of starting to form. You just make sure that you have this, I don't know what I want to call this, single strand twist. You know how you just kind of are looping it around itself, and then you start to make a bun. So this actually kind of almost reminds me of a cinnabon. And just keep, well, what I just now did was kind of cover the fringe as I was twisting, because if you don't do that, then you're going to end up with all these loose pieces as you go around. So if at all possible, try to kind of, you know, bring the scarf around itself to cover the fringes, because I don't really care for them. But anyway, as you twist, just tuck, twist and tuck, twist and tuck. That is it. This is the simplest head wrap of all the ones that I do. And as you twist and get to the end, just tuck it under itself and, you know, tuck in any loose fringes that you may have, and just make sure that it's positioned nicely on your head. That's it. The size of your scarf does matter because, excuse me, the smaller scarves are not going to give you the full buns. So I can show you. Let me think. I don't think I have another scarf with me, a smaller one. I mean, I do, but I think this one still is kind of a nice size. But again, I'm going to show you the same head wrap that I just did. Same type of scarf. It's just a little bit thinner. The one I just wrapped with is slightly thicker. And you can feel that as well, like whenever you go to wrap your pashminas. If the bun is not that big, it's because it's a thinner scarf. But, you know, your method may be the same. And maybe you don't want a bun that big, or maybe you want a bun that's even bigger. You know, just you play around with it, given the material of the scarf you decide to use. So I'm trying to find the middle. This seems to be it. Put this at the back of my head. Make sure that I grab those two end pieces. Wait, I'm off the camera. Okay. Grab those two end pieces, cross one over the other, and then start to twist. And I actually like to put this over my ears because for me anyway, I feel like my ears look big when I pull them out, but some people tie this differently. You don't have to put it over your ears, it's just how I wear mine. So same thing, just tuck and wrap, tuck and wrap. Well, twist and tuck, that's actually what I need to be saying. Twist and tuck. Twist and tuck, twist and tuck. And the tightness, how you wrap it, you really should not twist this too tightly as you're wrapping, because then it ends up not being as malleable. When you twist it too hard, you're adding tension into that rope. I don't know what I want to call it, but just make sure you don't twist it as hard. But the more you do it, the more you'll kind of see, okay, well, how much should I twist this? Should I twist it more or less? Or, you know, you can figure that out. But this is just, it's the same exact method, but the bun looks a little bit different. Oh, one thing I also forgot to say is that when you're wrapping this, try not to build it. So I'll show you exactly what I mean. So sometimes I've had this happen before where it kind of ends up, let me see, going outward as opposed to kind of building around it. So what happened just now is that every time I wrapped it, I was pushing it up as opposed to wrapping it and kind of building around. So this is how I do it. Wrap it and make sure that every loop that you put around it is going kind of underneath that initial loop instead of pushing it up. And that way you get kind of a larger base instead of a horn on your head. But I mean, if you like how the horn looks, by all means go with it. I kind of like the more of a, you know, fuller look like this. Anyway, so this is that. And here's the other version that I just had a photo of the other day when I went to see Stevie. This actually is on the original tutorial as well, but I think I did it with a smaller scarf. So same type of deal, same kind of pashmina scarf. I'm just going to be modifying what I just did with the bun in the front look. It's going to be, actually Stephanie asked me that I credit her with this. She named it the treble clef, and I think hopefully you can see why in a second. So the starting of this is the exact same. I just, you know, cross one over the other, make sure it's tight, and start to wrap everything else around. Okay, so I make the first loop in the front, and then I twist it again. And what I'm trying to do now is make a secondary loop behind that. And you have to hold it in place or it's going to kind of slip. So then you just keep twisting, and you're going to twist this piece around both loops. And again, just kind of tuck that last piece underneath so it's secure. And tuck in your fringes. Let me see. Yeah. So this is very similar to what we did, obviously, but it just has a little bit more pizzazz. So there you go. You can do this when you want to get fancy. But it also kind of looks more hornish, kind of pointy, whenever you have thinner scarves. So to give this look kind of the oomph, you need a pashmina that is not too thin. So this is that. I don't do this too much anymore, but I still will include it because it was in the first tutorial. And this is the turban style way of wrapping. Again, same starting process with your head at the back. And I'm going to be grabbing up both sides so that I can end up with two pieces of material in my hands. Now I'm going to be crossing one section over the other, and again we're getting the same thing across the forehead where we're, you know, one end, not one end, but the end that's closest to your head is what needs to be secure to keep it on your head. So you have to deal with one time at a side for this, one side at a time for this wrap. So this is going to be the side I deal with. I'm going to let this fall because I'm not going to deal with that right now. So what I'm going to do is kind of spread this out. Wait, I need to find the end. I lost it. Okay, there it is. Spread this out because this is going to be going around your head, but you don't want it to go around your head like that at a, you know, in kind of a bunchy fabric. You want it to be a little bit more spread out. And bring it around. And as you bring it up and around, tuck this under because you're going to wrap it over that. And then twist this. And there's a little lip over here that's being created by this piece of fabric. So you're going to tuck this into that lip that's up there. I think you can see that, hopefully on camera. So you're going to do the exact same thing with this side. You're going to kind of spread it out and make sure that it's not too bulky. Bring it around. And then when you get to the end, this is what you twist to slide into this lip over here that was created by the other side. And that's how it looks from the top. That's how it looks. This really looks like a turban. I actually don't love this per se, only because of how the pattern on this scarf kind of makes this weird thing happen. I'm very OCD, so I would need I would do another pattern scarf or tie it differently to make sure that the pieces line up. But this is how this looks. And the turban, I did the bun in the front. I did the treble clef. Oh, this is another one. This is actually not using a pashmina, but okay, so you guys got this one. And let's take this down. The last one is a bow. This actually is using a smaller, much smaller scarf. A scarf like this. Kind of a longer, thinner scarf. So, how do I start this one? Oh, I start this one in the front. So I find the middle and I put it at the front of my head. And then tie it back. But I'm doing a similar thing to what I just did with the turban style. We're grabbing both ends and then crossing it so I can have two pieces. And then you get to the front and you're just going to make a bow. So, and actually I think I do want to spread this out a little bit so it's not so bulky. Same thing on this side, kind of spread it out. And just cross it. And then make a bow. Wait, hold on. That's not the one I wanted to. Make that loop, and then make another loop. Okay, so you have your bow. I mean, you can leave it hanging if you want to, but I don't like to do that. I'm gonna tuck this loose piece in. And same thing with this one. Find the end and tuck it in. That didn't tuck the way I wanted it to. And there you have a bow. I don't love this as much as I did it the first time I did it, but head wraps are very inconsistent, and every time you wrap it, it's gonna look different. So just wrap it again if you don't like it. Wait, hold on, that piece up there is sticking. Yeah. So this is another one. I mean, it's cute. I actually don't like it with these glasses. I like them with my darker glasses. Let me see. I think I like this contrast better. See? But I think that's it. Let me see. I'm trying to recap what I did. This is a very quick tutorial that I'm doing simply because I had this wall. So, hopefully it helped, and you can share this with people if they like your head wraps and you're like, how'd you wrap it? Here you go. Now you have a video you can show them. I keep feeling like I'm forgetting something, but wow, I've been talking for 16 minutes. Okay, let's wrap this up. Hopefully this was helpful, and yeah, so let me know if it was, if it wasn't, and yeah, that's it. Bye bye.